What is going on, friends? You got Sturcules here for the first time in weeks, probably close to a month. I don't know. I'll be real with you just for a few reasons. One, been a little busy when I've had free time, been doing other things, but also just kind of got burnt out on videos, which is unfortunate because a lot of stuff was coming up. I just finished up the TPA, but I have the end of the NPDL season heading in to the NPDL playoffs. We're going to have to see if we made it. We got a few battles to catch up on, which are all going to be in this video. And then last you saw, if you were on my channel, we were also we're in the IPL Open playoffs. So that's going to be a separate video. Right now, this is NPDL stuff. And actually, this is my battle with Cole from Rivalry Week, which was like week 6. Now, maybe week 5 even. I already spoiled this for you guys, but I'm not going to say it right now just in case you forgot what happened in this battle. I'll give you guys a quick overview of this battle, and then I have my last 2 battles of the season to show you. So let's just go ahead and hop in. Like I said, going back this far, I'm not going to remember all of my prep. I do know that he has a very scary Buzzwole that I put in a lot of work for. Man, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what else he even has. I know he has Obstagoon. I know he has Tapu Lele. I think he has Noivern? He has Dusclops. I know he's got some Frisk shenanigans going on. I remember he brought Kadabra against me, which was really cool. Other than that, I am having a little bit of trouble, but just quick look at the team. We got a bulky Hedwig the Togekiss with a lot of HP and special defense. I really don't remember what the speed was for. And then just enough special attack to do some damage, break subs and whatnot. Air Slash, Mystical Fire, Roost, and Thunder Wave. Once something on his team is Thunder Waved, you just kind of start air slashing things down. Stormbreaker with the Assault Vest. Oh, Magnezone. That's what he's got. Okay, I remember what that's for. We got Stormbreaker for the Magnezone, so this is basically kind of just built to take some hits really well from it. Still does some good damage back to most of his team with Dual Stab and Plasma Fist and Volt Switch, Knockoff, and Fire Punch. Still quite a bit of speed, I guess, just to outspeed everything. Snack Pillow being the heat of the week with Earthquake, Hurricane, Body Press and Coil with Leftovers, and Shed Skin. You see it's got a lot of defense once we get up a Coil. It's going to get even bulkier. But the thing I was really excited about was Hurricane, and that was for Buzzwole. Basically, what was going to happen is with the 56 special attack and being a minus speed nature, after I got up a Coil, Hurricane gets up to like 93% accuracy, and a Hurricane would have OHKO'd Buzzwole. Buzzwole has been basically his most successful Mon this season, so I did put in a lot of prep for that. All Day Zong with the Kasib Berry, Body Press, Heavy Slam, Toxic, and Stealth Rock. Lots of defense. Obviously, my hazard control right there. I don't think I have any removal this week, or heavy duty boots, so that could be interesting. I really don't remember exactly what the Kasib Berry is for. Probably to take hit. Probably this is kind of a pseudo check to something like Lele, so to be able to take a Shadow Ball from something like that. Yeah. Sako with the Chople Berry and Intimidate. Lots of HP, lots of attack. And then just adding a little bit of defense on there and enough speed. It's probably speed tied with something. Once again, don't remember exactly what it was for. But Drain Punch, Knockoff, and Zen Headbutt. I do think the Zen Headbutt was just to be able to touch Buzzwole at all outside of Toxicking it. And then Danger Kite with Wide Lens. I got a mixed set here. And really, I think I probably went, what did I do? I actually, you know what, I was probably still minus special attack. I don't see my, oh, Jolly Nature, yeah. I was minus special attack, but a Hurricane, with it being Stab and such high power, is still supposed to OHKO a Buzzwole set, but also Dragon Dance. Did a lot with Aqua Tail and Ice Fang. Now, I have the Wide Lens to be able to hit moves. Now, Aqua Tail still has a chance to miss. Like, I think it becomes like a 98% move with Wide Lens, maybe 99. Either way, there's a chance to miss. And you're probably wondering why not just run Waterfall, but I do believe something. I think it was Aqua Tail at +1 had a really good chance to kill Tapu Lele, whereas Waterfall was like a very small roll, whereas Aqua Tail just probably would have, which is why I ran that. But I'm also like, hey, Wide Lens covers that, makes Ice Fang always hit. So real quick, let's go into the battle with Cole. Like I said, you might remember how this turns out. We're not going to worry too much about framing it in the middle here, but we're just going to kind of let things roll. I'm going to try not to talk or to stop too much. I'm going to try to just kind of let the battle go. So let's do this. Let's get some sound going. It's against Cole. This is rivalry week. I do want to say I talked about the team. I didn't talk about my man Cole. Really good friend, obviously. I'm honored to be considered a rival to him because in our history he's just beaten us most of the time. Now I did beat him in a TPA championship season 1, and that's really the only time I've beaten him before in like a real match in the main league. Now I've won before in a meme match, in an NPDL match that didn't matter, and every other time he's beaten me. So I want, I obviously want to win rivalry week for that. But also, just it's always super fun playing him, and I really do consider him to be a good friend. So this is an exciting battle. So he goes straight for the sub, and I air slash thinking that there's a good chance he is going to be a sub toxic set. We do see the toxic, so I'm going to switch in to kind of my safety net here. Leftovers are going to get us back to full as I earthquake, just because I really feel like I'm not losing a whole lot by putting that pressure on. And Shed Skin comes through early, baby. You love to see it. So at this point, we don't see Buzzwole, so I'm just kind of clicking Earthquake. That's doing good damage. I probably should have calced that and known that this is going to be an offensive Badger Mole. Love the Avatar reference. We get our wide lens knocked off. What do I go for here? I could just go for a raw Aqua Tail, which is some good damage to get on his Obstagoon. And we're going to see that this man is Defiant and not Guts, which was really scary, because I do rock with multiple Intimidators on my team. So really cool bring on his part. So I got a switch here that I like pretty much every time. He gets the special attack drop. It's no big deal because I figured I was probably just getting rocks up. But I make a double here. That's unfortunate. So now we go into Prime. We're making some doubles, Whoa, that moved fast. He's able to trap me here with a Volt Switch. Not being too worried about a Grass Knot, apparently. Making that easy switch in there. If you hear my cat playing with a present bow, I'm sorry if it's too loud for you, but we get the Mystical Fire prediction onto the Magnus zone as we get Toxic, which is a bummer. We're supposed to be switching into hits here, man. So what do we got here? What do I click? I just click a knockoff. I do get an unfortunate crit that absolutely matters because that puts it in range of things that it wouldn't have normally been in. So what do we got here? I'll go ahead and get out some good air slash damage. This time I think I probably wouldn't have expected him to sub. He did though. Good play, good play. What do I do? He protects. Do I coil? Do I? Nah, I Earthquake. Should have been cool and coiled there, Ben. But I don't have much of a reason not to just click Earthquake. And based off the Sludge Wave, it looks like he does not have a fire move, which is interesting. Is that right? So we get off some good damage on Simmons. I think we just know we can take any hit. Yeah, Lash Out's a cool play. If he's getting those stats dropped, I think that's what that does. I've never actually ran Lash Out, so that was cool. Guessing I don't stand here. I go Togekiss this time. Okay. And we take good damage. I mean, this is a pretty, especially defensive Togekiss. We're going to roost up, and now this is getting scary. Because, like, yeah, getting up these Calm Minds, how much damage are we going to do? Luckily, we get off this Thunder Wave, so we are going to be faster. And we just need to get 2 flinches here in a row. 2 flinches, we got it. I calced it out. No Flamethrower can kill here, our Mystical Fire kills here. So, yeah, the Serene Grace was clutch this match. Not always going to be clutch, as we're going to see in later matches. Now we got the AV Stormbreaker taking that Flash Cannon easy. We knock off, get rid of his Choppleberry, which is a cool play. And Body Press is going to do good damage. Body Press obviously doesn't care that I have an Assault Vest. I wish I would have double knocked there, but I wanted to go for the sure kill here with Fire Punch. Now I missed the Aqua Tail, which is kind of a bummer. But luckily we do live a Stone Edge. So we hit the Aqua Tail here. It's what I get for not running Waterfall, you know? Get that 90% miss. All just for damage that I ended up not needing. So he runs this really cool Charge Beam set. And actually here I will stop because I did think I messed up here. This is a Magic Guard Kadabra, obviously, and I was like, crap, I just tried to paralyze Magic Guard. Paralysis does still cut the speed if it's Magic Guard. So this did still work out for some Air Slash hacks, which we are going to get here. I think, yeah, it's in Mystical Fire range. So, whew, I was scared I threw there, honestly, because that Kadabra was some heat, and I was actually scary. I was a little bit scared that that had a chance to, depending on his coverage, that had a chance to sweep there. But here I think Sneck Pillow just cleans up, and I wish I would have coiled on any of these. Make a prediction, man. It's not really a big deal at this point. So we get Sludge Wave. We're going to get to kill with Earthquake. Sneck Pillow, guys, has been one of my favorites this season. Just been an awesome low-tier mon. We lived that Flash Cannon. I actually do think that was a roll in his favor to kill, which wasn't a big deal. We still won, but that did hurt his differential a little. And at this point in the season, he was still in the thick of things. At this point in the season, we had not lost when we won this battle, and I think that continued on. I honestly can't tell you exactly what our record was, but I would think at this point we were either 5-0 or 6-0. I'll be a little more informed with these next two, but I'm just grouping 3 battles together because we were very behind. And let's just say the playoffs start this week, so no spoilers. But I just need to get stuff in because people are going to be playing matches. So I initially wanted to make this a Rivalry Week video and show all the Rivalry Week matches, and I got behind and I just didn't have time. And at this point, I just got to get the matches out. So maybe before our next match, we'll just go over who won each Rivalry Week match. Then I'll hop in. I have 2 matches left. I've got to play Magnus, and I've got to play Bindahlen still. My most recent battle you should have seen was me losing a very close one to Prizzly Bear. So let's get on into those next battles. Thank you for watching, guys. All right, between battles here, just saw my battle with Cole. We're about to teleport from Week 6 to Week 10. This is an 11-week season. But right here, here's just my little recap of Rivalry Week. As you can see, Magnus and his San Francisco Garchomps played Henrik and his Washington Alakazams, and it was a 5-0 win in Henrik's favor. Never surprised to see Henrik win any battle, but, you know, Magnus is like his best friend. So I definitely expected that there could have been an upset here. And there were, if I remember right, there were some definite hacks. This was one of those 5-0s that probably felt more like a 2-0. If I remember right, like it was very close at parts, and then there was something went wrong, and Henrik ran away with it. But it was a great game. Chicago Bearticks versus Morpeko Chargers. That's Prizzly Bear versus Yeezus. 2 great battlers, and we see Prizzly Bear running with the 5-0 victory. That rain can just be so hard to keep up with sometimes. As we found out in our match against him, and he just has a few things that are so hard to break that if you don't get it in the right situation to break them, you just might not be able to. You just saw my match with Cole, the 4-0 that probably should have been a 3-0. The Motostoke Overdrive and the Anaheim Psyducks, that is Gold Sound and Bindahlen. I always get the Psyducks mixed up with the Weaviles because they came in at similar times. But yeah, that's Bindahlen, who at this point was winless, but you can see he put up a very close match against Gold Sound, who at this point in the season was really starting to make a run. Just looking at, I'll show you guys the playoff race after it's over. And Gold Sound had a very good season this year. The Boston Bidoof, that's Connor, Super Spider Pig, and Noah and his Peoria Razor Shell. And this one was just funny. Not the match itself, just the matchup, because this is the only one in the league that really wasn't like a prior rivalry, like close friends battling or people who have much of a history. So the joke here was this is where the rivalry started, right? So, you know, big win here for Connor, who's had a phenomenal season. Like, him and Gold Sound both deserve most improved coach. But man, he's had a great season. And as you can see, that's a big win over Noah, which it does feel like Noah's matches can just go that way because he has so much pure offensive power. It feels like he could go in and sweep a team or get swept on any given day, which I've had some teams like that. I know the feeling. As you see here, the Maryland Odysseus, which is Daniel facing his big brother. I think it's big brother, Ball of the California Clobbopus. And this is Daniel's first season playing competitive, and we know Ball is a seasoned veteran who is just a super good battler. I almost said nasty, but that sounded negative. Nothing but positive things to say about Ball. But 6-0 win, and yeah, I've been on some very lopsided losses on the other side of Ball, so you can't blame Daniel. Daniel's put up some good matches in his first season. But it was probably a little sour for him getting 6-0'd by his brother. But hey, it's just good experience. So we got another battle in the family, the Houston Hacks and Federal, can't talk, Bureau of Intellions. That is Regal, aka Ty, and Sorbs, aka Cooper. Two of the best battlers I've ever seen, and of course they're related and cousins, I believe. And they've had a very historic history between each other, playing in the finals at least once and playing several matches between them. And it's just always a really good one. And you know, they're going to be meeting together at future family gatherings, and you got to have bragging rights. And this time, Ty had the bragging rights. Though once these two have had great seasons and could very well face off in the playoffs. You got Alec and his regional bird against Pereira, and then Winnipeg Weaviles. I believe they're longtime friends from the north, and really good battle, 2-0. I wish I could be actually going in to in-depth coverage of these. I dropped the ball here. I've been lazy on my battles, but as you can see, a 2-0 victory is very close. And once again, I know Alec at this point is very much in the playoff race, so that's a big win for him. And Pereira, I don't know how he's doing at this point, but he pulled off a couple wins this season, including a huge upset over, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Ty or Ball. I think it was Ty. And once again, this is his first NPDL season, if I'm remembering right. He's done the ULP before, which is Noah's league that some of us have been in. So he's getting his experience here and there, and I think he's really picking things up well. And then we got two newcomers to the league, but these guys are far from newcomers to Pokemon. And my face is covering the names a little, but we got the Chicago Black Haluchas, that's Zach, and the Minnesota Lycanrocs, that's BB, a.k.a. the other Ben. And love these guys both to death. I brought them over from the TPA. They are the commissioners of that league, and I liked them so much I wanted them in this league here, and they're great battlers. And you can see that's a 4-0 in favor of Zach, and I'm sure there was much trash talk because they are good friends who like giving each other a fun, hard time. But they've had a lot of really good battles in the past, so the rivalry is definitely not as lopsided as that battle may have seemed. But that's just your quick recap of Rivalry Week. Once again, guys, I'm really sorry for not making a video out of this. I think that was going to be something really special to see all of us on screen. Man, I want to say next season I'm going to make it happen, but I hate giving empty promises because I didn't fulfill this one. So, but hopefully I'll figure something out to get everyone on the screen next year because, man, I love this league. The NPDL is just so goated. Just love them to death. But yeah, we're going to hop on with my last two battles. We're making this just mega video of randomness and catching up. So hopping from week 6 to week 10, I'm fixing to play Magnus and his San Francisco Garchomps. Spoiler alert, he has a mascot pick on his team. There we go. Well, we tried to be cool. Here's a quick look at the team Magnus brought before we go into my team builder. Full disclosure, once again, this battle happened a few weeks ago, and I didn't do well enough doing my homework to remember who he had. But Garchomp, Beware. I remember he had Garchomp and Tangrowth for sure, but Heatran's a huge problem. Azelf, my team just did not switch in too well. Beware and Volebey, who I just felt like I didn't have enough prep for, just because he had a few other threats that I was really worried about that I prepped for. Maybe going over my team, I'll remember exactly what things were for. Let's make sure this is on the screen. Okay, so here's my team. So this is the most recent battle I've played, just because sometimes battles get played out of order. So this is technically my week 10 battle, but I played it after my week 11 battle. But I'm going to assume I haven't played that week 11 battle yet. So at this point, I'm heading into Magnus, and I am 7-2, and I believe he's 5-4. So like he needs to win out to pass me up to take my spot in the division. At this point, Cooper and I had the 2 spots in our division, and Magnus is 3rd in the division, and he has a good chance of making playoffs, but he's wanting to get that division title so that he doesn't have to play a playing game. Same thing, I want to finish in the top 2 in the division so that I don't have to play a playing game. So this is a very big playoff implication battle. As you can see here, I've got Snackpillow the Sanaconda, and I have here a set that's supposed to basically trap and 1v1 the Tangrowth. Now the problem with this is there are multiple Tangrowth sets he could run, such as Assault Vest or Choice Specs, which just make me lose to it. But if he's like a standard defensive set, which I thought there was a chance with me having Zeraora, Gyarados, Scrafty, so many physical threats on the team. And since he had trouble switching into things like Nihilego or Togekiss as it was, I figured he would maybe just go physical, or some sort of mix set even. But basically this set, I felt like 1v1 to Tangrowth. If it was not Assault Vest, we'll just have to see what happens. But we had Sand Tomb to trap him. Hurricane, as you can see, that 52 special attack basically means it did, like, if he was physically defensive, it was going to do enough damage that even if he had maybe a little Giga Drain recovery or something like that, we should still be able to 2-hit KO it. So we have Glare for something like Azelf switching in, and then Coil, which honestly, you can say made Sand Tomb stronger, but really it was, once you get a Coil up, Sand Tomb never misses, and Hurricane was going to be at 93%. You see that 208 special defense with Rindo Berry, which means we're supposed to take 2 Giga Drains for sure, which means if we can, basically if we can Sand Tomb as it comes in, and then click 2 Hurricanes, we can kill Tangrowth, and that allows other things on my team to go in. Let's just go down to Turt Warner. This was kind of my plan to win. As you can see, I've got no fire moves, which means once again, I need Tangrowth out of the way, because Dragon Pulse might not do enough to this Tangrowth, but I ran out of moves I could run. And that reminds me that one mon he has that didn't come that I prepped a lot for was Slowking. That's why you can see I've got the Power Herb Solar Beam on my Turtonator with lots of special attack and plus speed nature, 228 speed. Plus 2 is going to outspeed everything on his team that isn't Scarf, so it outspeeds his fastest Pokemon, which is Azelf. So basically, we Shell Smash. Say we Dragon Pulse and Slowking switches in. A Dragon Pulse plus a Solar Beam is always going to kill a Slowking, even if it's max HP, max special defense, plus special defense nature. The only time that wouldn't work is if it were Assault Vest, if I had my calcs right. Scorching Sands was so that Heatran couldn't just come in on this all day on my Fire and Dragon moves. And then once again, Solar Beam was for, it has a name, and its name is Slowking, yeah. So we got Stormbreaker, the Zeraora Choice Scarf. For a few reasons, I could have seen Azelf being Scarfed. Really, I definitely could have seen Garchomp being Scarfed. Scarf Garchomp, it was a huge threat for my team. But not only that, if it scale shotted and got up to +1, I wanted to be able to outspeed it. And as long as we'd chipped it down a little bit, Play Rough was going to do a good amount of damage. Plasma Fist hits things on his team. Knockoff to remove items and hit something like Slowking, and I can't remember what else I was trying to hit. And then Close Combat. Once again, I'm tired. I don't remember exactly what I was hitting here. There was reasons for all this. I had to leave off Volt Switch to stop from pivoting, unfortunately. All Day Zong, Bronze Zong with the Light Clay. So getting up Light Screen and Reflect was really helpful for Turt Warner to be able to get off a Shell Smash. The other thing about Turt Warner I wanted to say was if I didn't think Slowking would come, or if I thought I could get around it, I did really want to run Shookaberry and like Flamethrower or Fire Blast, and Shookaberry would have given me a chance to live hits from Garchomp if I weren't able to kill it. But I just felt like I needed that set, so I was hoping to get up screens to help out. Obviously, this is my way to get up rocks, and then Future Sight to hopefully force some switches. He had a few things on his team that I just couldn't touch, being 2 Psychic types, so the Bronze Zong set was not great. But really, I mean, for what it needed to do, be bulky and get up screens, I thought it was okay. Sokka the Scrafty, mostly defensive, as you can see. This is supposed to be somewhat of a check to Garchomp to be able to take some hits with it with Intimidate. Drain Punch and Knockoff were good for his team. Getting up a bulk up ahead of time on a Garchomp could help out a little bit, but we had just enough attack that if Garchomp was max HP, I think Ice Punch would have killed it in 2 hits, maybe, I think. And then we've got Hedwig with the heavy duty boots going very specially defensive with Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Thunder Wave, and Wish support for the team. So let's check out this battle against Magnus. You already know this is going to be a tough one, and his team is very threatening. I really wanted to run Toxic Spikes because his only Hazard removal is Volabee, and I was like, what if he doesn't bring it? That's super good. But he did bring it, and Nihilego was not that great otherwise, other than hitting Tangrowth and getting up Toxic Spikes. As you can see, a ton of things on his team do huge work. So I was glad I didn't bring Nihilego, but I was not happy to see That's so loud, I'm sorry. But that means that he could defog. So we lead Scrafty. I don't remember a whole lot of this, so I'm just going to kind of narrow it as it goes. I am really happy to get this thing paralyzed. I'm going to start getting off wishes just in case he's going to flash cannon here. Got to worry about getting Magma Storm trapped as well. So we go Sandaconda early. We're going to take a lot of damage from a Magma Storm. But as you can see, Wish gets us almost back to full. And so here I'm thinking, holy cow, are we sitting in a pretty good spot? Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to coil right here because I know this thing does not want to take an Earthquake. Even if it's like shook. Have we seen an item yet? I just don't think it wants to take that damage. So I feel pretty good about clicking coil here. He's going to switch out to his Tangrowth. We're ready. We're ready. Let's click Sandstorm here. Let's trap him. Sandstorm it is. What do you click? Click Knockoff, which is a really good move to get rid of my Rindo Berry. He's hurt a little by Sand Tomb, and we missed the Hurricane. Now, actually, before the battle, I told you in Team Builder that I knew this was a 93%. That's because because I saw it. Before the battle, I actually miscalculated it and thought Hurricane would always hit. So at this point, I'm like, dang, this is really bad because now I'm not going to kill it, and I'm pretty sure I can live a hit, right? I do live a Giga Drain. Now we're going to hit this Hurricane here, and we're going to see that it's Assault Vest, so that really didn't matter that much. We're talking 28% more damage. He's getting most of that health back with regen after we die. So at first I was pretty annoyed at the Hurricane miss, but then I realized it wasn't a big deal. We got 1v1'd. Basically what I said with who I was prepping with going into the match is, if Tangrowth's AV, that just is bad news for me, because this set was to kill something that wasn't AV Tangrowth. So that's what I get for trying to beat a grass type with a ground type, but I thought it was a fun set. That's what I was trying to do. I felt like I had a tough matchup, so I wanted to have some fun, but also try to run some fun heat. So smart plays here, and I do Aura Sphere expecting this to come in. I think I'm going to allow myself to get trapped here by a Magma Storm. I am, so now I can Wish up, I can Aura Sphere, and really hope he gets paralyzed. He does, getting all this health back, but we're seeing like, I'm just not doing that much health. He's leftovers, so he's going to be able to kind of keep living hits. Flash Cannon does a lot, plus Magma Storm. We're getting very much so worn down. So we want to go for the flinch here. That's basically just so that I can hopefully keep it from killing me there, so that I can get the Wish back. Lives on 1. I think I did, 36 earlier, so I don't feel like that's too bad of a roll there for him to live on 1. So it was kind of expected, really. So I do get rid of this thing's Rocky Helmet, and I am going to forget that later and try to knock it off again. That's all good, that's what happens. But I'm going Bronzong here, and this thing's scary. Do I click Future Sight here, or Reflect? I do click Reflect, and you can see that stinking Tangrowth is already getting so high again. It's going to be able to get back to full by switching out, basically. So we see that this is indeed probably Eviolite. So he's going to have to get rid of his own rocks to get rid of my screens and and to defog. I go ahead and play rough, not expecting him to stay in, which is unfortunate because now he's able to pivot into this. I'm Scarf Locked. I'm going to go Scrafty, get this man at -1. And that's like still pretty some annoyingly decent damage for a -1. But this thing's a problem. Here's where I knock thinking I can knock anything. I really don't have a whole lot for Beware. Unless I can get it worn down enough into Shell Smash range. So I'm going to go ahead and get up a Reflect. I am expecting here a Defog. So we see a Roost. So this is way too early for a Shell Smash, but at the same time, at this point, I kind of just have to Shell Smash and hope to get lucky, I think, is my play, if I remember right. So I do Shell Smash, and we're going to see an interesting little exchange here, as he is going to U-turn. I was going to go for another Shell Smash if it stayed in, so it was very good of it to switch. I can Scorching Sands here and kill, so I really didn't want to Scorching Sands and give away that I had that coverage. I wanted to click like a Dragon move, and I think Dragon Pulse I believe would have killed, but then I was showing him that I was Dragon Pulse over Draco, so I just went ahead and Scorching Sands. So here, because now he's going to Scout, and my Draco, I click Dragon Pulse, I'm able to kill the Azelf, which I'm a huge fan of. Now he brings this back in, and I should have known he was going to live based off of this, but, like, by my calcs, I was pretty sure it was going to die. Like, even if it were max HP and offensive or max HP and speed or whatever, I thought it was going to die. Turns out Magnus is just a baller, and he brought an Assault Vest set. So if I would have been Shuka, I think I probably lived there. Maybe not. But, dude, that was really cool. Assault Vest, double Assault Vest, 10 growth, and Garchomp, and that's just killer, man. So now he's just kind of in control. And here, I'm kind of disappointed. So I think I'm just kind of playing for some differential here. This time I do Plasma Fists, and he lives, dude. This is awesome. So Eviolite Volibee is very, very much useful. We did a lot of work with Foul Play, U-Turn, and Defog there. We don't even know. Oh, Roost, yeah. But you know it's fourth move. So I just hope I can start bulking up before him and do anything, even though it's fluffy. Look at that little super effective damage doing a whole 15%. And this is a 1v1 I just never win, so I switch into Bronzong. Not really sure what I thought I could accomplish there. So, dude, definitely got outplayed here. But, like, dude, really cool sets. Like, first off, I don't know. I just felt like between Togekiss, Zeraora, and Nihilego, I was like, I don't think Volebee's going to come. And it did, and it was super clutch. But I feel like maybe just didn't put in enough prep for Beware either. Like, I was very focused on Heatran, Slowking, Garchomp, Azelf, that kind of core of Mons. And that, hey, when you have threats like that, that's what happens. You pull someone in to over-focus on those threats, and Beware ended up being the death of me, man. So, which is cool. I think Beware is a really cool Pokemon. So, hey. And here I'm clicking bulk up. I should have just let him win. But, like, this stupid competitiveness in me is like, no, I got to keep trying to win. What if I get a lucky crit here? You know, and hey, lucky crit, I'm getting a lot of health back. But even a crit probably didn't do that much, though, I would guess. But, yeah, it's much more satisfying for him to earn the win, which is what he does here. This is game. I'm not going to make this last too much longer than it needs to. So anyway, that's the game. GG's to Magnus. Dude, I love Magnus. He's such a good guy. He's one of the Norwegian beasts. And I think we've played twice before this game, and I think we'd split the series. Maybe we've played more than that. I remember twice. So yeah, he takes the lead in our all-time series. And with that, he starts to creep up on me in the division. But I have no shame in losing to a great battler like Magnus. The only thing I have shame about is that I underestimated this beast of a Beware. But good luck with the rest of your season, Magnus. I think both of us are still going to make the playoffs. It's just, is one of us going to have to make a play-in-game appearance? That puts us at 7-3, and I think we were at plus 22 at this point, so I do believe it took us under the 20 points. So, yeah, we're going to hop into our last match against Bindahlen. So here's a quick team builder for that. Here is a quick sneak peek of the battle we're about to do. Once again, been a while since I've looked at my NPDL opponent teams, so we know what to expect from what we're playing against Bindahlen, and I'm guessing this is mostly the team I was expecting to come. I do know he had a few more threats. Having trouble remembering what, but those first three you see, Landorus, Keldeo, and Durant, I do remember are like the big things that you're worrying about looking at his team. He's done really well with them. So here's my team real quick. Let me make sure this is on the screen. Okay. So this is a team I brought against him. Choice Scarf, Togekiss, expecting something on his team to be Scarfed. So I'm running enough speed to outspeed basically anything slower than Togekiss, but there's a lot of Scarfers that can still outspeed. One attack, because Air Slash actually just hits his entire team outside of Jolteon. And I do remember in team preview, I wasn't sure if he'd bring the Jolteon. With me having Sandaconda and with me having Zeraora, I just wasn't sure. But he was smart to bring it since I do have a Gyarados and a Togekiss. But if I wasn't going to just spam Air Slash, I did have a lot of HP still so that I could Wish Pass if I were able to Trick. And being able to defog his hazards away could be really nice too. So we have Ursula Major with the Assault Vest. Surprise, surprise, I'm bringing an Assault Vest variant. I love doing it. Power Gem, Acid Spray, Sludge Bomb, and Grass Knot hits pretty much his whole team. Acid Spray. I think he has Sylveon. I think that's a big reason why I brought Acid Spray. In case Sylveon got up a few Calm Minds, or just because Sylveon has a stupid high special defense. So that would make Sludge Bomb do a lot. Also Acid Spray doing good damage to something like a Keldeo that was also setting up. I could start lowering its special defense. And then, like, yeah, Power Gem, Sludge Bomb, and Grass Knot just pretty much hit everything on his team pretty nicely. Danger Kite, the Gyarados with Lumberry, Moxie, Waterfall, Bounce, Substitute, and Dragon Dance. And did I run Lumberry? Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. I considered running Power Herb, but I liked Lumberry because in case I caught a Scald or a Thunder Wave from something or got Toxic, anything like that would have been annoying. The cool thing about Substitute is I tested it out in just like a random ladder battle, and if you get up a Substitute and click Bounce, the Substitute stays, and then after you bounce it's still there. So I felt like that could definitely do some work late game if I were able to get up a Dragon Dance and start killing some things. Now he does have some really fast Mons on his team, so getting up a second Dragon Dance could have been cool too. But Waterfall and Bounce did hit pretty much his whole team, at least neutrally, if not super effectively. All Day Zong, the Bronzong with Colbur Berry. Split defenses just to kind of be able to take hits from everything. Body Press with that very high defense stat. As you can see, we're sassy, which I do believe means we had more defense than special defense. I have trouble remembering natures, but I would guess me running Body Press meant that I had a good amount of defense. Psyshock. The big thing about this was if something like Keldeo were, this was more specially defensive because this was my Keldeo answer. And if Keldeo wanted to get behind a sub, Psyshock was always going to break that. And if it started Calm Minding, once again, Psyshock is going to hit off the defense instead of special defense. Wanted to Toxic a lot of things on his team. And surprise, surprise, Bronzong was my rocker. Stormbreaker with the Shuka Berry with Volt Absorb. Just Plasma Fists. Knockoff, Fire Punch, and Bulk Up could do a lot of work. If I could get one Bulk Up late game, that can always win. If you've got chip on things, if you can get up to +2, it's just hitting everything really hard. Obviously the Fire Punch is for Durant, and then Plasma Fists and Knockoff does a lot of work on everything else. Just need to get Landorus down probably 50% or under for this really to do something. But with Shuka Berry we should be able to live an Earthquake or coverage moves like an Earth Power from a Celebi. And then Scrafty with the Choppleberry and Intimidate. Lots of HP, lots of defense. And then knock off Ice Punch and Fire Punch. Not really. Fire Punch probably Oko's Durant. Maybe not. Doubt it would Oko Landorus. There's no way. But it would do a lot. And then knock off just for the rest of his team. Didn't really need any fighting coverage, but Toxic was nice. So this is the last battle of the season. We're 7-3. And Magnus is 6-4. Remember, Magnus had to play Cooper. So basically, Magnus needed me to lose, and he needed to beat Cooper to pass me up. If either me or Cooper won, then we'd stay in the top 2. But we'll go into the playoff scenarios after this. Let's just hop in to this battle. This is Bindahlen, I believe, a.k.a. Joe. So, but, I always see him as Bindahlen on Showdown. So, nice guy. We've fought a few times before. I don't think he's beaten me before, but I think we've only played like twice. And I know we've had some really close games in the past. So, dude, he loves Durant, and the reason he loves Durant is because he does a really good job with it. So I was pretty scared to face off against that. So as you can see, I'm leading with my Scarf Togekiss, and he leads with Scarfed Landorus. We know this because he hits first with Rock Slide, and he flinches us. Togekiss gets a taste of its own medicine. Togekiss gets Serene Graced, man. And wow, did that hurt. Because this was not going to do much. It was probably going to do like 33 to 38 or something like that. But just having that chip for Landorus is so nice because this thing does not have Roost. I don't think I see a Wish Passer. I guess Jolteon can get Wish. But basically, any damage on this is just one step closer to Zeraora being able to knock it out late game. So that flinch was a huge bummer, but that's okay. We're going to play around that. We're going to go into Scrafty. We have a good answer to this as we take minimal damage. What do we end up doing? We click Knock Off, which does give a justified boost to this, which isn't a big deal. but I guess it does maybe make a flip turn hurt more. But it substitutes, not a big surprise here, so we do just Psyshock on its Calm Mind. So we are obviously very happy to have that. We're going to be able to take one hit. We're going to be able to take that Sacred Sword and kill here. So we got this out of the way early. So actually I'm feeling pretty good despite taking all that damage and getting flinched. I'm thinking we're in an okay spot here pretty early. Jolteon is going to Shadow Ball and immediately get that defense drop, which actually stinks because, once again, this is our Assault Vest Mon. We end up taking 40% damage. We're taking not near that if we haven't essentially lost our Assault Vest because of that. So we're going to double here to Zeraora. Not a good situation, so we're back to Bronzong as he gets Rocks up. And the Rocks are a problem because, like I said, we do have a problem defogging these away with Togekiss being pretty low. But getting this Toxic is really nice. We have a good switch once again. Does he just U-turn? Clicks Super Power, so I am glad we have that Chople Berry. I know we can live in Ice Punch, but I don't think he is going to stay in, so I'm guessing I double here. He goes Clay Doll. Okay, yeah, and I go Togekiss. I probably just... Do I just defog here? Yeah, because I really wasn't loving those rocks. Now I am choice locked in. I got to pick something to just get bopped. First impression. Just obliterating the Bronzong. So we go here, get an Intimidate off. I'm loving that. Now he's going to get his Intimidate off. I click Nog off. I'm happy with that. Now that Choice Scarf is gone. This is much less of a threat. Now we go Togekiss. Kind of expecting a Superpower, if I'm being honest, is why I went in. But he U-turns, good play. He goes to Jolteon, and at this point I do know I'm faster. I'm Sped Crep to outspeed this. This is his fastest Mon. I just need the 60% flinch here because Hedwig might be at 16%, but his only priority left is First Impression, which one we quad resist, so there's a chance we live. But I think it's doubtful because Durant's really strong. But more importantly, it just does a lot. Like, everything on his team is getting flinched and taking damage. Here, I guess Claydol is still at full. But unfortunately, he breaks through and gets the Shadow Ball. So we get 30% flinched, and then that 60% flinch doesn't go through. That's really unfortunate. So now I'm going to go in here. As we both died since he died to Life Orb, I go to Sokka. Not a great situation because I do believe that this can run Dazzling Gleam. So I switch to Nihilego on the Giga Drain, and that does a lot of damage. And then I get predicted. I thought he would... If you look at his team, I've got Sludge Bomb, which does a whole lot of damage to this. And I look at his team, and I see a Sludge Bomb switch in at 100%, a Sludge Bomb switch in that's lost so much damage you can be kind of reckless, and something that takes no damage from Sludge Bomb. So I think, hey, Power Gem is the play. He makes a great read here and just stays in at Giga Drain. So Ursula Major's gone. Now I do want to point out, it's unfortunate about that 20% special defense drop because that does make us die to 2 Giga Drains, whereas I think we probably would have lived. So I click Bulk Up, and I get smoked here by this Giga Drain. He's Choice Specs, he's at full, and now I make a boo-boo here. I'm expecting to do a lot more damage than I do, and that's because I'm stupid, and I calced it +2. As if Zeraora gets Swords Dance. So I don't do that much damage here. Well, okay, I do, but it lives, and I thought it was dying for sure. So now that's big because Zeraora's gone, Nihilego's gone, Togekiss is gone. We knew Bronzong would be gone at this point, but we take a lot of damage as we knock off. You can click anything. We substitute. Now, the reason for this substitute, this did put me lower, and this did put me into First Impression range by dying to that. But my thought was, does he go into Durant, who I thought was Choice Banded? And actually, at the health I was at, which was what, like... I can't remember what health I was at, but I think he had a chance if he were Choice Banded to kill with First Impression, which is just crazy. And I think we found out he wasn't Choice Banded, so it was a bad play to sub there. But based off of how he was playing it, I just did. I thought it was banded. So now we do just decide to go ahead and kill with Bounce. Nothing really switches into that, so he stays in. But at this point, Durant can just come in and click First Impression. So like I said, I think if we hadn't subbed, we would have been outside First Impression range. I thought he was banded though. So I made the play I had to play. We see here he can switch hits. We do get flinched, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a big deal because we're not going to 1v1 his whole team. but it was just annoying. Insult to injury. When we'd already been flinched, didn't get our good chance for a flinch. So we got flinched again. It's 3-0, man. This was a great win for Joe. He played a lot of the 50-50s really well. Yeah, I had a really hard time getting inside of his head. Like, when I thought he was making a move, he would do something else. So to me, I would be like, oh, why did he do that? That move didn't make sense. But really, that was just him reading me probably and making a great move on himself. So we end up 7-4, which, once again, there's no shame losing to anyone in our league. We got good battlers, even people who it seems like they've struggled throughout the season. There's no shame in losing to them. Great win, Bindahlen. That was actually his first win of the season. But once again, he played well. He outplayed me, so that's just how it goes. But these are my final stats for the season. We ended up 7-4, which, if you remember at the start of the season, we had a few goals. 4 goals, actually, if I remember right. And one of them I made it impossible on myself, but goal 1, make playoffs. We'll see if I did that. Goal 2 was to go 7-4 or above. We got 7-4, and that's good. The thing that's frustrating is at one point I was 6-0. Then at one point I was 7-1. So it's like, to end 7-4 means we lost, 4 of our last 5 after starting 6-0 or whatever, something like that. So it is what it is, though. Tough league. But we got 7, so we got 2 of our goals. The other goal was to get Zera or to kill leader for the season. That obviously didn't happen because you see my team. Actually, you might not see my team. Oh, yeah, you see my team. Zera or was not even the kill leader on my team. It was Gyarados. So, and Gyarados came in less matches, which is kind of fun. And then goal 4 was to get Cubfu at least 2 kills this season. And, well, I dropped Cubfu week 1. So I got 2 out of 3. The 4th one, like, how real of a goal was that? But these are the overall stats for the team. You can see who came a lot. No one came to all 11 matches. Everything came at least twice. I thought that was kind of cool. Cinchino never died, never lost, baby. Let's go. Yeah, didn't even have to touch the field in one game. But Santaconda was the big surprise this season. I felt like it was a little underrated and that it could be really good. But Santaconda, man, tied Nihilego for 3rd most kills on the team. Now, with how a few things went this season, I think Nihilego should have had a few more kills. But that's just how it goes. That's the game, baby. Okay, ranking. Is that the right one? I think. Okay, yeah. So let me move the screen over. This is the final rankings, and let's make my face small so that I'm not in the way. And then we'll move my head up here. There we go. There we go. Okay. You don't need to see that says record. Here we go. This is the final rankings for the season. So let me explain here. So if you're in the top 2 in your division, you just automatically make it through to the playoffs. As you can see, Henrik and Connor were the top 2 in the Verdant division. In the Radiant division, you had Regal and Ball. And then in the Deluge division, I still don't know if I'm saying that right, in my own division, you had Cooper and myself. So I led the division almost all year, but Cooper was more consistent. Surprise, surprise, past multi-time champion, wins the division. That essentially just means he's a higher seed. And as you can see, of all the division winners, I am the lowest seed. So that puts me at the 6th seed. So as you can see, you got the 1 seed Henrik, the 2 seed Cooper, the 3 seed Ty, right? The 4 seed. Now, since Ty was top of his division, he may have had a higher seed. No, that's not right. Anyway, basically how it works, yeah, I'm making this very confusing. So basically, the top 2 seeds, which are Cooper and Henrik, will play the 2 play-in teams that made it. So, the 2 play-in. I'm making this so confusing. Henrik and Cooper are going to play the winner of the play-in games. You see 4 teams in the yellow, or 6 teams in the yellow. 4 of those are going to make a play-in game. 2 of those will win. The lowest seed of those will play Henrik. The other one will play Cooper. The highest seed that is not getting to play a play-in, being Ty, will play the lowest seed, which is me. So I will be playing Regal in round 1. Technically round 1 after the play-in game. Connor and his Boston Bidoof are going to be playing Ball and the California Clobbopus. And so then you see the 4 teams that made it are going to be in descending order are going to be the Minnesota Lycanrocs. BB is going to be playing a rematch of his rivalry week match against Zach and the Chicago Black Haluchas. So BB wants revenge. Zach wants to show his dominance again. That's going to be a great battle. And then Prisley and Magnus are going to be playing as the middle two play-in seeds. So based on who wins, we're gonna see who plays there. I've made this so confusing, but basically those games will probably be played tomorrow or maybe the day you're seeing this released. Right now I'm recording this late on a Sunday night, and they were technically, the games were this last week, but it was busy life. That's how it goes for people. So I think they're all planning to play tomorrow, and then the rest of us will find out who we're playing, and this coming week we'll play our matches. So that's why I had to get this video out and had to kind of combine all of this together, is because playoffs are coming this week, and no matter how badly our season ended, I will take 7-4 plus 15, and I'm excited to have a playoff match. We're playing Ty and his Houston Hacks. In our all-time series, he's beaten me quite a bit. I think I've maybe beaten him once in the regular season, being this season, and then he's beaten me every other regular season time I believe we've played. And in the playoffs, I'll go a little more into it before our game next week, but he and I are actually tied all-time in the playoffs at 1 apiece against each other. So that's going to be tough. He's one of the best battlers in the league. He may or may not be going really far in the IPL Open right now, but that's for a different video. And he's I think, 2-time champion, and he's the current champion, man. He's the current champion because he won last season and no one's taken the throne from him yet. So real quick, let's look at stats, then we'll hop off of here. Statistics. This is probably a very long video. I do apologize for that, guys, but can we kind of see everything here? Yeah, cool. So as you can see, Tapu Koko was the active season kill leader. I think playoff stats might still count towards this, if I remember right, but if not, you can see everything else that made it to the kill leader board. Latios on Henrik's team, Regals, Zapdos, Galar. By the way, Tapu Koko is on Cooper's team. Dragapult, who is the all-time kill leader in our league, but me being in the playoffs, I'm going to have a chance to take that away with Zeraora, but right now, Dragapult's the all-time kill leader, and Gold Sound propelled him to that, because I think Zeraora and Dragapult were like tied at some point this season, so we were going to see who ended up taking the lead, and it was him by 2 kills, I think. So I think that's right. So Espeon and Nidoqueen, 2 really cool things to be on the kill leaders for Connor. Love how he used those this year. I got Gyarados, and as you can see, Zeraora onto the kill leaders, and then Ty got his Dracozolt, and BB got his Mew, which is cool that Mew's up here. Not surprising because it's so good, but he ran a lot of defensive sets and was still able to pull off some kills. So quick look at the kill death. Coolest thing on here is obviously Walrein dying once all season and getting 11 kills. Henrik, you are a beast, sir. But everything else pretty much not super surprising. Barraskewda being up here is cool, but not surprising because it's a beast in rain, and not Henrik, Prisley is a beast of a battler. But what really matters is, look at that. Cinchino, 3 games played, 0 deaths. The real MVP of the league. I'm just kidding. You see Regieleki did that too, but Regieleki got dropped. It's currently a free agent. Cinchino made it all the way through the playoffs, babe. So, yeah. Cinchino, it's the greatest of all time. So, but yeah, winning percentage, you kind of just saw that with records. Most deaths, that's just, if a Mon gets brought a lot, it's going to die a lot. Most brought, as you can see. So quite a few people had him on, they brought to every game. Here's the all-time kill leader. Dragapult is beating out Zeraora by 2, which is a cool thing to see. All-time kill death, Zeraora is at the top. I've only used it once, so I can't take too much credit. But hey, we did help out with that. It went 12-4 this season. So yeah, that's just, I don't think any of this really matters. So anyway, guys, that's the video. It's been super long. Sorry for being rambly. Sorry if this is super random, but we're just trying to get everything in there in time for playoffs. So, yeah, we'll have playoffs soon, and then here in a few months, we'll probably be going into, Season 9. So, gotta love it. I'll try to at least cover the results of all the NPDL playoff matches. I don't know if I'll get all the battles in. I'd like to say that I would try to do some sort of coverage, but we see how that sometimes goes. So I'm at least going to show what happens with the bracket, and hopefully even after I lose, I'll try to do that. Though, once again, I said I would last year and didn't, so I'm the worst, I know. I'm going to hop on out of here, guys. Have yourself a great night. Peace.